Malaysia collected 27% less in petroleum tax revenue in the third quarter of 2018 compared with the second quarter. However, Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng in a statement assured that there is no need to panic, as Malaysia is not as dependent on energy prices as in the past. In the third quarter, the government collected 2.789 billion ringgit in tax revenue compared with 3.809 billion in the second quarter and 3.439 billion in the first quarter. Lim said that given the limited benefits and the less than expected revenue received by the federal government from rising energy prices so far, indicates that Malaysia is not as dependent as in the past. He pointed out the country's well-diversified economy, with 23% of its GDP contributed by manufacturing and 55% by services. The Finance Minister also noted that Malaysia has not fully benefited from rising energy prices in the past 6 months after Malaysian gas exporters suffered severe disruption since the second quarter following a production breakdown in Sabah. He said major repairs and works are still ongoing and production is only expected to return by the middle of next year. Malaysia recorded a GDP growth of 4.4% for the third quarter, and the economy is expected to remain on a steady growth path for the rest of the year. According to Bank Negara, private sector activity was the primary driver of growth as private consumption expanded strongly. This was due to the zeroization of GST during the quarter. Central Bank Governor Datuk Nur Samsia Mohamad Yunos said on the supply side, the services and manufacturing sectors supported growth, while the mining sector continued to be affected by production shocks. However, the agricultural sector remained weak due to the protracted recovery from the previous quarter's production constraints. Headline inflation declined 0.5% during the third quarter compared with 1.3% the previous quarter. Samsia pointed out that the implementation of the SST at the start of September had a muted impact on inflation. Going forward, the central bank expects private sector activity to remain the key driver of growth amid reprioritization of public sector expenditure. Petronas Chemical saw its third quarter FY18 net profit jump 37.7% to 1.26 billion ringgit as top line grew. These numbers were also supported by lower tax expenses and higher interest income. Revenue grew 20.4% to 4.83 billion ringgit due to higher product prices, which was only partly offset by lower sales volumes and the strengthening ringgit versus the US dollar. On its prospects, Petchem said its operations are expected to be primarily influenced by global economic conditions, forex movements, utilization rate of its production facilities, and petrochemical products prices. The group said that it would continue with its operational excellence program and supplier relationship management to sustain plant utilization above industry benchmark. Petchem also expects the olefins and derivatives segment to soften in the coming quarter due to ample supply. Masen Group's third quarter FY18 net profit fell 30.4% to 64.2 million from 92.3 million ringgit last year. Top line likewise dropped 28.4% to 504.3 million ringgit compared with 704.3 million ringgit a year ago. According to Masen, the softer numbers were the result of many property buyers adopting a wait-and-see approach. The property company said that the months prior to Budget 2019 were a period of uncertainty. However, given that there is now more clarity post-budget, Masen said it looks forward to buyers returning to the market in a bigger way. For the first 9 months of the year, Masen managed to achieve property sales of 1.22 billion ringgit. Group MD Tan Sri Leong Hoi Kam said in a statement that Masen is in talks with multiple landowners as it seeks to increase its Greater KL portfolio within the next 2 to 3 years. A by-election will be called for the Rantau State seat in Negeri Sembilan after it was declared vacant by the election court in Seremban. This ruling nullified the result for the Rantau State seat in the May 9th polls, which had been won by UMNO Deputy President Datuk Sri Muhammad Hassan. The petition to nullify the result had been filed by PKR's Dr. S. Turam. This morning, Justice Azimah Omar ruled there is no written law or requirement for a candidate, his seconder or proposer to have passes to enter the nomination centre. Suram had filed the application after EC returning officer Amino Agos had refused him into the nomination centre due to the lack of a valid pass. As a result, Muhammad won the seat unopposed.